Good morning. All right, let's go ahead and try to see what's left in this chapter. Okay, looks like we've got, all right, let's look at page 340. This is exercise 2, day 151. All right, so we've been looking at graphs and charts. So today we're going to talk about a circle graph, or sometimes called a pie chart. Okay, now there you have one in the middle, and look at the title, Books at the Local Bookstore. Okay, and there's a little note on to the side of it to the right. Remember, all percents have to add up to 100%. So a pie chart uses percentages. The whole pie chart equals 100. So 13 magazines plus 37 plus 7 plus 19 plus 24. If you added those numbers up, you'd get 100. All of those are 100. All of those added up would be 100%. The whole pie chart's 100%. Magazines is just 13% of the 100. Children's books are just 24%. 19% is educational books. 7% of the 100% is cookbooks, but 37% are nonfiction adult books. Okay, so all of that is percent per 100. All right. So we're going to use this pie chart up here to answer the questions. Okay, so which activity does Charlotte spend most of the time doing? Oh, we're using the one at the bottom. I'm sorry, the pie chart at the bottom. So these are Charlotte's average weekday. Okay, that's the title of this. So these are the percentages of the things that she does. So how much time, or which activity does Charlotte spend most of the time doing? It looks like school and volunteer work, because that's 39% of what she does. Number 2, how much time does Charlotte sleep in an average 24-hour period? All right, so it gives you the answer. It's 35%, but it wants to know how much time that is. Well, it's 8.4 hours of sleeping. And it shows you right underneath number 2 in parentheses in small print, it shows you how they figured that. Okay, there's 24 hours in a day. Okay, so the way you figure out how much time she spends on each activity is you take the percent, which is 35, and you multiply it by 24. So it would be 0.35 times 24, and that equals 8.4. Now you might say, well, why don't you do 100? Well, because if you added up the percents, 35 plus 15 plus 11 plus 39, that equals 100%. But 100% of a day is 24 hours. If that makes sense, okay? A whole day is 24 hours. So if you've gone 24 hours, you've done 100% of the day. So we have finished 100% of yesterday. It's done. So 100% in time would be, if you're talking about days, if you're talking about weeks, it would be 7 days. 7 days would be 100% of a week. See what I'm getting at? Okay. All right. So in order to figure out, so if they didn't have, so you see under the percentages, they show the hours. Okay. If those hours weren't there and it just showed the percents, then you would say, and if it asks you, well, how long is 35%? What's 35% of a day? Well, a day is 24 hours, and it wants to know how many hours does she spend sleeping. So it's 35% times 24. Of course, you have to change the percent to a decimal, and then multiply, and then move your decimal over, and you get 8.4. All right, let's look at number 3. It says, write your equations showing how you found the other amounts of time for each activity. So school and volunteer work is 39%. Now we know it's 9.36 hours. Okay, so on number 3, right where it says school and volunteer work, this is what you're going to put. I want you to put 0.39 times 24. And if you did it like this, you know, and did all the multiplication, then move your decimal over 2 places, then you're going to end up with 9.36 hours. I just want you to write that to kind of get it in your mind, as that's how you'd figure it out. Okay, so pause it right quick and finish that for eating, getting ready for the day, playing, and doing chores. All right, so let's go to the mixed review. Okay, now the first one, I'm not going to help you with all these. I'm just going to kind of go around a little bit. So the gross pay and the net pay of 32 hours at a job that pays an hourly wage of $16.25 plus 10 hours of holiday pay. Holiday pay is regular pay times 1.5 if the deductions are $92.62. All right, it wants to know the total gross. Gross is before deductions. Be careful. Oh, I think you were Lydia, huh?
Do we have any envelopes?
Yes. Lydia, be careful. Have a good day. Okay, I had to stop for a second. Okay, so gross pay and net pay. All right, so remember, gross pay is before deductions. That's like what you really made. Net pay is after they take out your deductions. Your deductions might be insurance or retirement plan or whatever it is. Okay, so the gross pay and net pay of, okay, so 32 hours. So this person works 32 hours. Gotta pause it again. Okay, so 32 hours at regular pay, which is $16.25. Okay, and then holiday pay. So 10 hours of holiday pay is, his holiday pay is regular pay times 1.5. Well, his regular, we've got to figure out what holiday pay is. So his regular pay is $16.25 times 1.5. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up on our calculator. It'll figure it. Gosh, this is so slow. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I don't need that. I need okay. Oh my gracious. Okay, so 16.25 times 1.5. Okay, now it's money, so we only need two places here. So the 5 makes the 7 go up, so it'd be 24.38. Okay, that's how much he made. 24.38. That's his, that's not how much he made. That's his pay for holiday. And this is regular. So regular pay is just what he makes normal. If he just works regular, normal hours, normal during the week. Holiday pay is what he makes per hour when he works holidays. So per hour regular is $16.25, but on holidays he makes $24.38 per hour. Now he worked 10 hours of holiday pay and 32 hours of this. So let's see what his regular hours paid him. So it'd be $16.25, that's what he makes per hour, times 32 hours. So $520. He made $520 regular pay that week. Okay, and then he worked some holiday time. He worked 10 hours at $24.38 per hour, $243.80. Now, we have all of the numbers we need to get his gross pay. Gross pay is add these together, and that's his gross pay. And then his net pay, that means with deductions, means to take this number, subtract the deductions, and that'll be his net pay. That's what he brings home. Okay? I want you to finish that. All right. Now you can go ahead and pause it if you want to, but I'm just going to move on. Number 5. What kind of map scale is this? Look back. at page, I had to, because I couldn't remember. Well, wherever we were doing the maps. I'm making a class for Addie.
I understand.
Oh.
And is our thing 75431? Not 2.
Well, Addie, I can't remember where it is that we learned about that. Oh, here it is. Page,
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know where it talked about it. Oh, here it is. Page 329 in your book. It's the page that's torn out of your book. I'm going to put it back in the spot. It's page 329. It'll give you the answer to number 5. Okay. Number 6, the distance around a circle. Remember what that's called? Distance around the circle. It's kind of like, huh?
What's that styrofoam cup there for?
It's a clean one. It was just the extra coffee, and I just poured it in there. Okay. So that's the circumference. Remember, it's kind of like the perimeter of a circle, but when it's a circle, we call it circumference. Okay. Radius is always half of the diameter. Yellow marker to color the vertices of this 3D shape. Vertices are the points where two things come together. Perimeter, add it all up. On the next page, use A, B, and C to answer 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 16, you're going to have to write that as a fraction and then reduce it. Write 2/100ths as a decimal. The LCM of 12, 10, and 6, the answer is going to be one number. The lowest common multiple, count by each number, find the lowest one they have in common. Numbers 19 and 20, it says use factor trees. Factor down all the way to the prime factors. And it says you can use your calculator. In other words, you got to find two numbers that equal 384 when you multiply them, or that equal 464. Both of those, 384 and 464, both of those are even, so you know 2 times something is going to do it. But you can use your calculator. If you don't remember how to do factor trees, look in your book. Just go back and find where it talked about factor trees and look how they did it. Okay? I want to see it when you're done. That's something I should not have to walk through you with. Okay? All right. So go ahead and finish all those for exercise 2, and then we'll check those.